Tomlinson.
And welcome to
Cooking with Easy Directions. Today we will be preparing the traditional Scottish English dish, the scone.
The ingredients you will need are as follows: flour, milk, baking powder, butter, a measuring cup, eggs, salt, a large mixing bowl, sugar, a cheese grater, and a pack of dried cranberries.
Now let's start cooking. We will begin by adding 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Did you know that the recipe we are using was adapted from the Savoy Hotel in London? Next we will add in 1/4 cups of sugar. And lastly, 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Next, get 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. You can sift the flour, but today we are choosing to whisk it. Whisk the flour until it has a thin, fine consistency.
Now we're going to add 5 tablespoons of butter.
This butter is great.
Or do you mean grated?
What do you mean by that?
Well, while some people choose to cut the butter, we chose to use a cheese grater to grate it in fine pieces. But remember, always freeze the butter before you use the cheese grater,
or you'll end up with a bloody mess.
Now we're going to add in the butter. After that, add in 1/2 cup of cranberries, but be sure that they are evenly dispersed throughout the bowl. Now add in 1/4 cup of sour cream and 1/2 cup of milk. Did you know that scones are traditionally eaten during tea time in the UK? Now we're going to stir it all together, but be sure not to stir too much because that will cause a scone disaster. After you are done stirring, the dough will be thick and clumpy.
If the butter started to melt when you were adding it into the bowl, you can place them into the freezer for a few minutes after all the other ingredients are added. Spray the pan with cooking oil and flour your hands. Next, roll the dough into small balls and place them onto the pan. Now we're going to be preparing the glaze for the top of the scones. First, start by cracking 1 egg into the bowl. We are using our handy dandy egg cracker. Next, add in 1 tablespoon of milk.
Did you know that 2/3 of the British population and 99% of all Scottish people pronounce this delicious treat as scone rather than scone? Whisk all the ingredients together and then rush the liquid onto the top of each scone. Now leave it to sit for 10 minutes. I think that's been long enough.
Now we're going to put them in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. Take them out when the time is up or until they're golden brown, but make sure they are not dark brown. Looks like it's time to take these scones out of the oven.
Looks delicious. Now time to taste. Delicious, but it's a little hot.
So, while you're waiting for them to cool down, why not visit Stonehenge?
Hi
Success.
Brought to you by Cooking with Easy Directions Incorporated. Well, we better watch the video if you want to know.
1, mix it.
Oh, yeah, look that. Ow! It makes me look like I have no figure. I just needed this.
Okay, go away. No backseat driving.
Backseat cooking. Yes, but we have to be calmer than that.
Looks like it's time to take these out of the oven.
Take 7. Action. Looks like it's time to take these scones out of the oven. No!
And here's the finished product. I can't film it right. Bummer. Let's get cooking, God made me just what I should be. Let's get.
Cheese grate my tongue.
Whatever. Well, while some choose to cut the butter, we chose to use a cheese grater to cut. Dang it! It's on your head. Come on. Just do it. And look, okay, put it down and look at your eye.
So cook up all your scones.
Go, sit over.
I'm gonna cook my Okay, go.
I'm gonna cook my scone. Consistency. And don't stir too much because then you'll end up with a scone disaster.
Get out of my kitchen!
I always thought